All right, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 30th. We're talking Xavier Marx. We're talking $10,000 somewhere in New York. And we're talking to Sean Cronin, the creator, or should I say co-creator of Xavier Marx and the missing somewhere in New York masterpieces. That's what I meant to do. How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing, Mike?
Good, good, good. And the World Series of Fen winner, 2023, I might add. So treasure creator, poker player. He's got it all going on.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know it's probably a little awkward. Because I reached out to a lot of the searchers and said, if you have any questions, so I have a whole laundry list. So it's going to take about 4 hours.
Whatever you want. That doesn't mean I'm going to answer whatever you want.
I know, but we like to throw them at you just to see your expression, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can
use your poker skills, right?
Right. That's right. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are having fun with the book. It's been out a year and a half now. You know, it was a year ago. It was March last year that you were on the show and answered some questions. So it was March 3rd, actually, of last year. So in that year, are you surprised by anything? Are you surprised it hasn't been found?
I think I've come to understand why it hasn't been found, right? Mm-hmm. Like you kind of see what people are doing. You're like, okay, I didn't expect them to do that, or I expected them to do this. So I sort of understand where it's at. But yeah, we think it will be found at some point,
Right.
Hopefully, hopefully this year, I would say certainly, right? That would be nice. We don't want this going on forever. So
you think it'll be found by the end of this year? Gut feeling?
Yeah, but I thought that last year too. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
What I think is fun is though, I've seen the ebbs and the flows, right, of searcher interest. And I think ever since that Bob Ross clue, it seems like it's been a lot of people really interested in it and kind of working on it, right? That kind of motivated people, I think.
Well, now that you guys narrowed down the state, a lot of people are like, oh, now it helps. It especially helps the people that were looking in a different state. Yeah. And I think a lot of people might get interested when they actually know the state. I don't think it makes it any more simple, actually. It doesn't make it any more easier to solve, but at least we know where we were wrong.
It eliminates 49 out of 50 rabbit holes, right?
Yeah, exactly. The next clue should be what borough, but that's just my opinion. How many books do you think you sold? Is it over 1,000? Under 5,000? What do you think?
It's over 1,000 and probably less than 2,000, but
okay.
Hopefully we keep selling them, right? If, get in at the last moment, somebody could swoop the whole prize right away from everyone else. You never know.
That's pretty good.
It still can be solved, pretty quickly. I don't think that it's something that somebody needs to have been working on for years, especially with, it seems like the community is very open right now too, and accepting of helping people, which is good.
I think after the year went by, because for any of you searchers out there who listen to this, we have a Zoom group that we meet twice a week on Zoom, and we just have open ideas about Xavier Marx. There's no deals. There's no, I get this, you get that. It's just open ideas to try and solve it, because I think everybody got stuck so early that they're just trying to come up with that one method or that one thing that makes it click, and then, somebody can go find it. Yeah, if anybody has a question in the chat, I've got a whole list of things we're going to go through. Sean's going to be here for, I think he committed to about 6 hours, and we're going to go through a whole laundry list of things. But if anybody has a question, put them in the chat. K-Pro is monitoring the chat for tonight's show, which I appreciate. And she was hot and heavy on Xavier Marx. And then, you hit a wall because you get stuck, or you realize the avenue you were going down maybe isn't right. It's something else, but she'll get back into it.
That happens in every treasure hunt, right? You're feeling good until you're not, and then all of a sudden you're feeling great,
Yeah, exactly. And like I asked you, I think I asked you, are you surprised no one solved it? I'm sorry. Is there a particular puzzle in the book that you were surprised nobody has solved at this point?
A particular puzzle?
Yeah.
Like an aspect of it?
Right. Is there just one thing you're like, oh, I thought they would have had that by now, and that you know of? I know not everybody communicates with you, but that you know of. Are you surprised that somebody hasn't solved one particular thing? And I won't ask you what it is, but
yeah, I'm trying to think. Of the I don't know. That's a tough question because I really don't know. I really don't know the answer.
Okay. And that's fair. I mean, I know a lot of these you may not want to answer, you may not be able to answer, so we'll just play.
I only know so much too of what people are thinking, because I'm not actively monitoring or anything. I kind of look every now and then at if I see something posted, especially if it's in one of the Facebook groups or something. I'll check it out just because I'm curious, but I don't want to be sitting there stressing like, is someone going to find it? And I don't want to be also like, I want to help somebody. It's like, no, I'll just sit back and see what happens. Enjoy the ride.
Miriam asked, did you work on a treasures trove, that treasure hunt?
I didn't work on it, but I have the book and I've read the book.
You're aware of it. Okay. Do you know, here's an interesting one for you. Do you know of a puzzle or an element of the book that a searcher has solved and it has never been shared publicly that you know of?
Yeah, I would say there's people that are keeping secrets still. Yeah.
Right. And that's to be expected. Yeah. And I guess that leads down to the other question. This is one me and K-Pro went back and forth on is, I think you've answered it, but I'm going to ask you again. Has anybody correctly identified the proxy to you?
Yes. I think, I saw a lot of people were saying like, did you confirm the proxy to anyone? We haven't confirmed anything to anyone.
Right.
We haven't, and we won't, right? Like if you send us a private message, like no one's getting any special information in private messages. A lot of times they just get completely ignored because, we can't answer. It's gonna, do something. I think what I've said on the subject though is I believe at least somebody has correctly surmised what the proxy might be.
Oh, they've guessed. Okay. And that was my next question. Did they actually
correctly surmised?
Oh, but it's a guess. Okay. Interesting. Are there any puzzles in the book that you did not create that somebody else created?
I mean, I worked on the book with Hillary as a collaboration.
Right. Oh, and Hillary.
Other than the two of us, though, I mean, obviously, like we collaborated on the book with, other than the people collaborated on the book. There's no random treasure hunt creator. Yeah, like Jesse. Yeah. Obviously, we had an illustrator. Obviously, we had kids making art. We had all sorts of things.
Of course. Yeah, that's fair.
Anybody that you might imagine. There's not like a secret brain behind the operations or anything.
Gotcha. Pen name of somebody else. Well, that's a good question. That leads me to a good question. Did Jesse Eisenberg actually create that clue, or did you guys kind of give it to him? Because the other celebrity clues, I think you guys have kind of told them what to say. It was my guess anyway.
Not 100%. Yeah. So with all the celebrities, we basically let them be involved to whatever level they wanted to be involved. So some of them did straight up create their clue. And Jesse's involvement was, he was involved, right? Like we didn't tell him what to do exactly. But obviously, like we gave him some guidance because we needed it to be a certain type of thing.
Do any of the celebrities know the solution and or location?
None of them know the whole solution or the exact location. No.
Even Jesse Eisenberg?
Even Jesse doesn't know the exact location.
Okay. Interesting. I would have thought he would have known it. It's just his is different because it's in the book. It's not like, he's putting it on Twitter or whatever. And that was something I actually met a searcher over the weekend here in Vegas. And they said, well, why do you think Jesse Eisenberg isn't like promoting the book? Like, why hasn't he been one of the celebrity clue givers? And I'm like, well, he did what he did in the book. Will he be one of the celebrity clue givers in the future or no?
We haven't really thought about having him do an additional one because he did do the one.
Right.
In the beginning, we're kind of, sticking to like, one sort of person. And then with our other celebrities, we've been targeting people that have some sort of social media interest because we get something from the celebrity clues too, right? Which is that they get put out there into the universe and hopefully we sell a few more books from each one. So with Jesse, he's not on social media, so it hasn't even really crossed our mind.
Okay. Yeah, he is not really out there, is he? It's what I've heard about him.
He's very private,
yeah. Candy, if you mean Xavier Marx, no, it has not been solved. That's why we're talking to Sean, trying to pry a clue out of him.
See if you can read something in between the lines.
Yeah, right. This high level of integrity is what makes me love Xavier Marx. Yeah, that's a good point, Hooli. Because Sean's not going to give anything away that I don't think he doesn't want to. And that brings us to Bob Ross. Those were really interesting puzzles. And a couple searchers have asked, is there anything else in the Bob Ross story or PDF other than Puzzle 6 that would help with Xavier Marx? There's some searchers who think they found things that are hints outside of Puzzle 6.
So the official Bob Ross clue is the puzzle that gives you the name of the state where the treasure is hidden.
Okay.
So anything else is like fair game. Like anything we do is really fair game, right? Like anything that you see posted on Instagram could be a clue. But if if I'm a searcher and I'm searching for something, I'm going to focus the bulk of my energies and the bulk of my theories on the stuff that I know are clues. So it's like all the celebrity clues are definitely clues. Like there's at least one clue in each of those. And so the one big clue for Bob Ross is the state, but there certainly could be other little things hidden here or there that might help you out.
Okay, interesting. So it is possible there's something else going on there. Okay. And I think maybe you hinted at a method or two in those PDFs, but again, that's everybody has their own opinion on what those are.
There could always be a little hint somewhere. You never know.
Right.
But I would never base my entire theory on
Okay.
something that you don't even know for sure is a clue, right? I think that's where sometimes people go down rabbit holes that are kind of dangerous.
There's definitely some rabbit holes with Xavier Marx, that's for sure. So this takes us to the proxy. Most of the questions we got were about the proxy. So let's rapid fire through these and see if you can answer any of these. Is the proxy available to be picked up 24/7?
Yeah, so that one we don't answer because that one's people trying to figure out if it's inside or outside.
And that's the next question. You won't answer if it's inside or outside?
No.
Okay. Is the proxy inside of something or is it out in the open?
What do they mean by that?
Is it contained within something else? Is it within some kind of a container? The Secret had the casks and, other things have had where you find something, you open it and it's inside. Or is the proxy, maybe a different way to say it, is the proxy hidden or is it just out in the open?
Well, I mean, that depends. Do you think the proxy is 2D or do you think it's 3D? Right?
Oh, interesting.
Or what exactly do you think it is? Because there's a whole realm there. It's
Right.
certainly possible, though. I will say it's at least possible that it's within something. It could be.
Hidden in
It's not
something.
out of question.
Is it bigger or smaller than a deck of cards?
Definitely not going to answer that one.
And
I will say this though. So a lot of people worry about like the proxy. And so if you read the beginning of the book and the introductions, there's something with the proxy that tells you
instructions.
like you will know. So even if you don't know what the proxy is when you go out searching, if you find it, you will know that you have found our proxy, right? You don't have to show us like some random like piece of gum you found out in the field and be like, is this it? When you find it, there's writing with it that tells you how to contact us. So you'll know
when somebody, I got you.
Yeah.
When somebody finds the proxy, they'll know. It's not a contact you and say, is this it? Like I did with the great U.S. treasure hunt, that mask I found under the park bench. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a way to contact us with it. Because we want to know right away so we can tell everyone.
Is it possible that a non-searcher could pick it up and find it?
I think it's unlikely. We have done checks. We have, made sure it's there, and it was there for well over a year untouched. So,
and that's the next question. You do have somebody somewhere that checks on it, I would assume.
Could be. We have a method.
Sounds like you just said that somebody has checked on it, but I guess that doesn't really help anything. Is it, as a searcher, is it something that we will know when we see it, or something that we really have to figure out what it is from the book before we go and look for it?
I think that if you don't know what the proxy is, I don't think that's a huge deal.
Okay. So that sounds like a searcher, if they have an area and they happen to be right, they could find it just without knowing what they're looking for, if they're in the right area.
Probably.
Okay. Because I know some searchers that they've gone boots on the ground. They don't know what the proxy is, but they think they want to check their area out. So they've gone to New York to check it out.
I mean, if you find the writing that's with it that says this is the proxy, you'll know you have it. Yeah.
Right. Should we understand a little bit of the masquerade treasure hunt in order to solve this puzzle?
It never hurts to know how other treasure hunts work.
All right.
I mean, masquerade is mentioned in the book.
It sure is. Yeah. Along with some other nonsensical ones.
Could there be a reason? I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's one I don't know if anybody solved. But anyway, so tonight's show actually was going to be about, hey, this is everything we've solved. But now that Sean's on, we'll just ask him questions, I think. And then we'll do a future show. Because I don't think you want to be on while I go through what's been solved.
Well, I'll drop off and you can do whatever.
Yeah. Is there a particular page in the book that could be considered a key to solving the puzzle? One particular page.
I wouldn't necessarily say there's one particular page.
Okay.
I think a lot of pages are important, right? It's a long book. We're not hiding the entire thing on one page.
Okay. Mike N says, oh, maybe already mentioned, but it is something you pick up and take with you, or is it fixed, immovable?
It's an interesting question. I mean, it's something you could pick up.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. Does the person get to keep it, or do they need to turn it into you to get the prize money?
They need to contact us, but they're not going to need to turn anything into us.
Okay. So whatever it is they find, they can keep.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Here's one from K-Pro. Is your dog important to the hunt? Because you guys, all three of you creators love your dogs, we've noticed.
Yeah. My dog's important to everything.
Okay.
Is she important to this hunt? I don't know. You definitely don't need to do any extra research into my dog.
Okay.
No stalking of my personal pages will be needed to solve the hunt.
Okay, and I know these are like detailed puzzle questions, so thank you for at least attempting to answer them. Like this one I'm about to ask you right now. Is the Jesse Eisenberg clue a standalone puzzle, or do you have to solve something else in the book first before it's possible to solve the Jesse Eisenberg clue?
I don't think we can answer that one.
Hmm.
I'd have to think too hard about it. So,
all right, fair enough. And then people want to ask: Is solving the Jesse Eisenberg clue the solution of where to go, or is that just a piece of where the proxy is?
if you solve it, then you'll know.
All right. Is there a method in the book that hints on how we're supposed to solve the Jesse Eisenberg clue?
Yes.
Okay, well that's good to know. After it seems like banging our heads against a rock for so long, so there's something in the book that hints or helps you figure out how to solve the Jesse Eisenberg clue.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I think in all good treasure hunts, right? Like we all worked. What was the treasure hunt? We all worked Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, right? So something that's frustrating is when the solution doesn't have any sort of when it's just like if the solution was every alternating ed word and ing word, and there's nothing telling you to do that. I think that's a little tough. So I would prefer to not have too many things like that. Hopefully, everything makes sense as you work through our puzzle.
Okay, well that's reassuring then. That's good to know. And for anybody out there, down below in the description, there is the website. You can get the book on BookBaby, Amazon. BookBaby's probably preferred to pick it up.
BookBaby is preferred, yes, if you can.
Okay.
And it is the only place you can get the ebook too.
Oh, gotcha. Which is Apple only.
Only Apple, yeah.
Yeah, I wish you guys would make that available for us non-Apple people, but that's okay. And yeah, so anybody out there that thinks, oh, that this has been out a year and a half, I don't have a chance. No, you have just a bunch of shot as anybody else. Yeah, don't be afraid to buy it and just get into it. A lot of the stuff that's been solved has been shared on Mysterious Writings. Me and K-Pro are going to do some videos to show what has been shared. We do the Zoom twice a week. Everybody is welcome to join. Just email me to get on the list. And yeah, and it's just a good book. It's just a fun book to read, and especially if you have kids, I think it's a great book. All right, so let's get back to the clue question, shall we?
Let's dig in.
Now I'm going to ask you this one, and I really hope you can answer it because it's just eating me up. The Will Wheaton clue.
Probably won't be able to then. All right, what's the question?
The Will Wheaton clue. So Will Wheaton, you guys, is a celebrity. He gave a clue, and part of what he said was inside the book and online in various secret places. So that leads the various secret places, what has everybody scratching their head. Does the book lead to a secret website?
So yeah, we can't answer that.
Okay.
Other than to say don't do anything dumb, right? Like, I know some people are saying like, oh, I think it led me to this website and now I need to
Right.
stalk some random person. You definitely don't need to do that.
Right.
Or it led me to this website and now this guy wants to charge me $20 for some random thing. Don't give anyone money,
Right.
like, but I don't want to like just like stifle all potential rabbit holes, because if I did that, eventually something's going to come along that's, perfectly right. And what am I going to do? That's
That
the only thing
website
I
was a
don't
hell
know.
of a coincidence. That was a heck of a coincidence, if that's what it was. So a secret website is still in play, or a hidden way, not even secret. It's just a website that the book leads you to is still in play.
Yeah, I would say, well, yeah, of course, yeah. Anything's still in play. I would say though, with regards to the Will Wheaton clue, I would
Hmm.
say just look for one clue that you think is going to help you in in that in the clue.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
found what we believe is the clue in his video. It's just when he said online various secret places, we're like, well, there's one website we've been directed to use, but I don't consider that a secret place. Like it's a well-known thing. So, and then I was like, could he mean your Instagram or your website? But I'm like, those aren't secrets either. That's out there. So the secret places is what's throwing everybody off. Various online and various secret places. So, all right, I'm not going to give up hope then. Maybe there's a website out there somewhere, which I think is totally valid. Like all the clues are in the book, but I think it can lead you to somewhere else online. I think that's still valid, in my opinion. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that's still valid?
I think anything is potentially still valid, but if it doesn't make sense,
Right.
if it does make sense, continue.
All right. All right. Mm, and with well, breaking news, I'm going to play it, which you've already answered. Oh, there's the dog right there.
Yeah. Let me let her out real quick. I mean, one quick second.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right, guys, that was breaking news because he confirmed there is a hint in the book on how to go about solving the Roman numerals. At least that's what I heard. Yeah, that bookshelf is pretty prominent in the Will Wheaton. You mean the Will Wheaton clue, right? Let me see. Yeah, see, that does beg this question. Miriam asked, so we need more than the book. I mean, could the book lead you to another book or to a website, or it could it or could it not?
I think that most people have solved at least one thing that probably tells them to use something other than the book.
Right, correct. And there's a question on that as well. We'll get to it. Well, actually, I might as well just ask it now. Is it a requirement to use that website, or is it a suggestion?
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'll just say it because I think everybody has it. Google Earth. Do we have to use Google Earth in order to solve this? But a lot of searchers were asking, would Google Maps, be sufficient as well?
I don't know. You got to follow the clues.
You can't answer that one. All right. Well, I guess I would say use Google Earth then. I mean, that's what it says. So, interesting. All right, my phone's blowing up. What's going on here? Give me a second. All Donald Trump related. Okay. Is the solution to the book found through logical thinking or more of a lateral way of thinking where inspiration is required?
I would say that we probably put it pretty well in the LA Times article when we said it's kind of a combination, right, of
Okay.
left brain thinkers, right brain thinkers. I think it would be hard for one person to solve it maybe entirely on their own unless they're a really well-rounded individual.
Okay. Nemo asks, if someone finds the proxy, do they also have to provide the solution to win the prize?
So they will have to tell us how they used the book to find it, but we're
Okay.
not going to hold it over someone's head if they didn't use every single clue or something, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, like if a searcher finds it, then they win.
Okay. But
like if a random person finds it, off the
right.
street, then they probably will not win.
Yeah, that'd be horrible if that happened. But yeah, let's hope
you
that
have to show us how you used the book to find
it. Okay. Does the Jason Alexander hint or tweet contain more than one hint or clue?
It's possible.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one for sure. I'm going to do a show just on the celebrity clues because they're just as hard as the book are for some of them to figure out. Some of them we really have no idea. Kind of like the World Series of Fen clue. We have no idea what to do with that. Okay. For anagrams beyond a certain length, they become nearly unsolvable. How long do you think is too long for an anagram?
I think that I think that our puzzle is solvable. So if you think something is unsolvable, then
Mm-hmm.
you've probably gone to a realm past our puzzle.
Okay. Before the book came out, did you run the solution by anybody else other than you, Hillary, and the person who did the artwork? In other words, did you get somebody's opinion on what they thought of the solution? Somebody that obviously can't win, but did you run it by anybody else or no?
No. But
Okay.
I feel very confident that
Right.
it is very solvable and that somebody will solve it. We know somebody will solve it, no matter how many hints we have to give.
Oh yeah, that's a good question from my New York friend. If you could go back in time and rewrite the book from scratch, knowing what you know now, would you do the puzzle differently?
Mm, it's hard to say. I'm sure I would make like maybe some very minor adjustments to certain things,
Okay.
but that's about it. Maybe. I mean, I kind of like how it's playing out. It's kind of playing out kind of in an interesting way for me to watch.
Okay. Interesting. All right. We just got a couple more left here. And I'll just ask you one more time. Does it matter if you use Google Earth or Google Maps?
Can't say.
Won't answer? Okay. Hypothetically, if one of the puzzles in the book contains 16 different elements, you think you could solve the thing if you only had 14 or 15 of those elements, or do you need all of them?
Hard to say.
All right. Has anyone that you know of actually been close to the location?
Mm, I've been there.
He got me on a technicality. I should have said a searcher. All right. Here's an interesting one. I've heard that a hunter that goes by nine orc nays is going boots on the ground with GPS coordinates. Is that true? I have no idea where that's coming from.
I think that's my name backwards, but
Oh, it sure is. I didn't even catch it. Man, no wonder I can't solve this thing. Oh, that's funny. So they set me up with that one. That's funny. Nine orc. Have you ever heard that before? That's pretty funny. All right. Are you working on the next Xavier Marx hunt and or book?
we're playing with a lot of different ideas right now. I would say our main focus right now has been on what can we do on YouTube. We just started our YouTube, so we're putting out different little videos now about different treasure hunts, and then on it we're also going to be trying to do some of our own treasure hunts. So
Okay.
our goal is to be able to put some stuff out there that everyone can participate in, hopefully at some point for free.
Oh, okay. Nice. So we had the Bob Ross clue come out January 1. World Series of Fen clue was about the second week of February or so. It's March 30th. Do you know when the next celebrity clue will come out?
I don't think we are working on one thing, but it might take a little while. I don't know. Some people there are people that come up to us and say, "Don't give any more clues. Don't give any more clues." So it goes both ways, right? There's people that want more, and there's people that don't.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, since we're trying to grow the YouTube, I was talking to Hillary. I was like, maybe we should say, if we hit a certain number of subscribers or something, we should give a clue at that point.
A
Have
milestone.
a goal, yeah, or
Yeah,
milestone.
you should. Yeah, I think you should. I think it's a good way to do it. All right. I guess I'll read this one. How many dick jokes are hidden in the book? Where's that coming
In our children's book, I would
know. Come
say
on.
0.
I think he meant like Dick, Sally, and whoever the dog, whatever those old books. Yeah, that's what he meant. On the website, and everybody should go to XavierMarx.com and subscribe there as well. On the website, it shows 4 to be determined clues. Does that mean there's only 4 more celebrity clues coming out?
No, so that's just the formatting of the pre-website thing that I'm working with. Yeah.
Okay. We were wondering if maybe
I had to stick something in the boxes. I couldn't leave it empty.
There could be more if this thing goes on for years and years. It's up to you and
Well, I
Hillary.
hope it doesn't go on for years and years.
All right.
But yeah.
Somebody asked, how many steps does it take? How many steps do we need to solve Xavier Marx?
Depends how you solve it.
Is there more than one way to solve it?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. And then of course they want to get specific. Was the children's art inspired by physical locations?
I have heard that theory.
How many of the clues point to the final location?
Can't say.
All right. And then for Google Earth, somebody emailed and said, you know, the mobile app and the desktop versions have different functionalities. Does it matter which one you use?
I don't really know much about that.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Interesting. All right. I think that's it. Thank you for coming on. Although we do have some breaking news because thanks everybody for tuning in. Because I said there was going to be a special guest and you guys thought it was actually going to be Sean, but actually it's not. This is a special guest. We've got the masked lady. So how are you?
Hi, everybody. Thank
Hello?
you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Mike, thank you so much for having me come on. I was just so excited to meet Sean. I'm a big fan, and I really wanted to come on the show to tell him hi and just what a big fan I am of his treasure hunt and everything he's doing.
Oh, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How many boots on the grounds to New York have you had for this thing?
You're asking me?
Yeah, you're a searcher, obviously. I was just wondering how many times you've been out to look for this thing.
Well, I haven't been boots on the ground at all.
Okay.
I am on my 158th time of reading the book. I keep reading it over and over and over again. I dream about it. I have a slew of notes on it, and I plan to go boots on the ground pretty soon. But I want to know, where is this lame partner of yours? What's her name? Like Hildy, Helen, Heather?
Hillary, yeah, I don't know.
Really?
I haven't heard from her.
Well, I don't get it. She doesn't go on any of these shows. It doesn't seem like she's doing anything. I mean, I would suggest maybe you could have a much smarter partner, someone that's been around the block a couple times, someone that, now I'm not going to say, but someone that might have been involved in, I don't know, museum heist, bank robberies, maybe even related to DB Cooper. Someone like that would be an asset to you, Sean. This lame Hillary has got to go. Got to go.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, speaking of DB Cooper, made me think of one last question. And somebody noticed that you've added a link to The Secret on the Xavier Marx website. And their question was, do you need to be familiar with The Secret in order to solve Xavier Marx?
I don't think it hurts to have paid attention to different treasure hunts. Will it help you in particular? No promises. We mostly just put it on the website because it's a fun thing to have out there.
Mostly. Okay. But you are a big fan of The Secret and Masquerade, correct?
Yes, I think they're both very interesting hunts for different reasons.
Do you know if your partner Hillary was a big fan of The Secret as well?
If only she was here to answer for herself.
Again, lame. Now, you know, I'm not saying that I have her tied up in my basement or anything like that, but I'm just saying, Sean, you'd be much better off with someone like me on board. What you say?
Maybe I'll upgrade to the masked lady then.
And you switch partners mid treasure hunt? I guess you can do whatever you want. It is your hunt, so.
I guess, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed. I guess maybe I'll do it.
And I hear you have some really fun things in Las Vegas coming up. I am an expert on everything Las Vegas. I would be
someone who's an expert there. Yeah, I need someone to take the charge in Las Vegas.
Huge asset. I would be there. And Mike lives there, right? Mike?
Yep. I am here in Vegas. I was really holding out hope that New York was a, double entendre, double meaning. It was New York here in Vegas. Statue of Liberty here in Vegas. There's like a double meaning. But no, you guys came out. The Bob Ross clue was the state of New York. So I had to give that up.
But that was a very good guess. I even came up with that theory myself. Yeah. I looked all through the hotel when I was in Vegas last time. I went on the roller coaster. Even went to that big map. That big map in the diner of the United States? That diner at New York, Mike?
Actually, no, I haven't seen that. There's a huge map.
It's called All American Diner. There's a huge map of the United States in it.
Okay. I mean, Vegas would be a perfect city to do a treasure hunt in, wouldn't it?
It would have been. Yeah.
I know. So. Well, maybe next time. There's always next time.
There's always next time.
All right. Die Hard and Look Who's Talking. Are those hints or clues back there on the wall?
Oh.
Are you in an office? Are you in Jack's lawyer's office?
I'm in Hillary's husband's office. So I am on the road so much, I don't have a setup or anything like that. So she was kind enough to let me use her husband's office. So yes, I think her husband had some cases with those movies. So. Oh,
nice, interesting. Okay, yeah, that guy's pretty interesting from what I hear recently. He's got some interesting cases he's working on.
Yeah, he's okay. He's fair.
Okay, one last question, I guess, for both of you, really, and that is there anything that nobody has asked you that you thought probably should have been asked by now? Or is there a question you hope somebody would have asked?
I think that there's more than enough out there for people to solve it. I think that people have maybe read into stuff that they shouldn't have read into too much, and then people have maybe ignored little comments that maybe we've made, either in articles or on interviews or on our Instagram. There might have been a few things that just went past people without even them paying attention to it that might end up helping.
And I was thinking, just from watching all these YouTube things and listening to questions, I've watched Sean on a whole bunch of stuff. I'm surprised there have not been more questions about Pranksy Banksy. Banksy is such an interesting character. I was just thinking people might be more interested in the whole Banksy Pranksy thing, but who knows? I could be Banksy, right? No one knows for sure he's a male.
There is an interesting parallel there, that's for sure. And it's really clever how you guys came up with the storyline in and of itself. And you guys, you, Sean and Hillary and the designer, you guys wrote the story yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Everything in the book was pre-masked lady Hillary and myself. Yeah.
I got you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I'm Hillary's evil twin, but I'm not Hillary. I'm the masked lady.
You're in her husband's office. That's
sure. Yeah.
You're at least sleeping with her husband, I think. At a minimum.
Don't tell her that, okay? Don't tell her that.
And much like Forrest Fenn's poem, could you say that every word or every line in Xavier Marx is deliberate?
Everything is there for a reason.
Okay. Well, I think that about sums it up. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us a little bit of info. Breaking news that those Roman numerals are solvable. There is something in the book. There's a hint. That's good news right there. Because I don't know of anybody that's solved that yet, but I could be wrong. I know there's people that don't share. So
thank you so much for having me. And I don't want anyone to worry about Hillary. She's getting food. She's getting water. Does anyone watch You on the Netflix series? Anyone?
Show You?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that. What's that one about?
Okay. Well, just saying glass cage, prisoners, interesting, great show if anyone's into that type of thriller horror thing. But Hillary's fine. Don't worry about Hillary. And Sean, let's talk about me becoming a new partner because I don't think she's coming back anytime soon. Okay.
We'll swap you guys right out.
I'd say you better be careful, Sean. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on. Year and a half. XavierMarx.com, guys. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. You heard it here. Sean said if he gets 5 more subscribers today, they're going to give us a new clue. No, that's not what he said.
Maybe a
He
little
said-
more than that.
That'll be a milestone. But yeah,
Maybe
go subscribe to the
500,
YouTube channel.
1,000, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Oh,
course.
can I say one more thing, Mike?
Yeah, of
So
course.
I have been looking at their YouTube channel, and Sean has put together really these amazing shorts and videos on
Yes.
hidden treasures and secret
Mhm.
treasures and things I never knew of. Some of them I did, but it's really interesting, especially for this community, to go take a look at it. A lot of things that have not been solved have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So
They are
yeah.
pretty good videos. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
watched them all as well. And you know what I think I'll do is when you guys leave, I'll kind of peruse the website and the YouTube channel to show people what they're missing. They should go subscribe. They should go check it out.
Perfect.
That
Yeah.
would be great. Mhm.
Okay. Any final words, you two?
I think I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
See you next time. We'll talk in another year when it's not solved, I think. All right. Okay, everybody. That was Sean and the Masked Lady. That was the real special guest. And Trixie, that's a good one, Ellie. Trixie. Yeah. It's interesting. She said the Pranksy Banksy thing. What's going on there? Maybe there's more to that than what we realize in the story. So maybe Jay is important. Maybe that's what she's trying to say. Mobile or desktop? Yeah, he didn't answer much, but yeah, we'll get the info a little bit, little by little. It's kind of like pulling teeth, but a little by little. But yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, on YouTube, it is Xavier Marx, and they're doing Sean's doing a bunch of shorts on treasure hunts, like buried treasure, hidden treasure, treasure theories. Here, let me show you. I was going to go over some of the what's been solved, but I think I'll wait and we'll do that next week. I think I need K-Pro for the solutions. So yeah, Xavier Marx treasure hunts. Look, plural. Right now they've got 268 subscribers. We get that to 1,000. I bet you we will get another clue. So tell your friends, tell your family to go subscribe if you would, please. These are the videos. They put these celebrity clues that are on Instagram up here. There's the Will Wheaton one that we're all so fond of. The Bob Ross story is here. If you don't know what that is, go check it out. There were 6 puzzles there that have been solved that gave us the state. And then these shorts are really cool. Can you, excuse me, can you find this pirate's lost booty? This book leads to a $10,000 treasure. The lost gold mine could make you rich. Yeah, some really interesting things. XavierMarx.com is the website. And down below, you'll see the links to all these things. Order the book. If you don't have it, mine is right here. My dog-eared copy. See what I did there, dog? Right there, Xavier Marx and the Missing Masterpieces. It's a lot of fun. You know, I think we've made some progress recently with the Zooms. And should we do a Zoom tonight or should we just wait till tomorrow? Do you guys want to talk about what he said in the thing tonight? I'll send the invite out if any of you guys want to join, but we can do it. Actually, I'm thinking it's Wednesday. Yeah, we'll do one tonight, but Sunday is the next official one. Sunday. So treasure book. Mike N, is that the pasture one? Yeah, I ordered it too. Yeah, I went ahead and did it. What in the book says New York since we took a shortcut? Oh, that's a good point, Hooli. So if they would not have done the Bob Ross puzzles, how would we have known it's in New York? A couple things, and you guys can decide if you agree with it or not. But Pranksy is an anagram to NY Parks, so New York Parks. The symbol for Parks and Rec for New York is a maple leaf. You guys can look that up. Look up New York Parks and Rec. And we have Miss Maple in the book, so another tie-in. In the beginning of the book, when it says they pulled up at 10:28, October 28th is when the Statue of Liberty was dedicated, I believe. That's the date associated with Statue of Liberty. And what's interesting is when the book first came out, people had those things and were like, New York. And for whatever reason, then they just veered off like, no, not New York. One thing I meant to ask Sean, which I didn't, is it costs a lot of money to go to New York. It costs a lot of money in cabs and fares and tolls and everything else. So New York, some people just thought it probably shouldn't have been in New York due to that fact. But hey, $10,000 is $10,000, especially if you know exactly where you're going. I think that's the key. At least for me, I'm not going out there until I know exactly where it is. and then I jump on a flight and go get it. But the other one, and I'll show you this, and I'm not going to go into this one of the kids' paintings too much tonight. I mean, or I can if you guys want to hang out. We could do another 30 minutes. Let me see this real quick. And I don't. Yeah, I guess this. Yeah, I guess this is a hint. Let me bring it up. This page right here, page 49. I thought I cut it off, but I didn't. Page 49. Here we go. Page 49 is one of the kids' paintings, and the location is New York. And you say, well, so what? You know, the other kids' paintings all have different locations. Boston and California come to mind. But this painting seems to be more special than the others, and that's because of the different elements that are in the painting. So you've got these things on the bookshelf. You've got some things on the floor. You've got some things on the bed and some things on the wall. And it seems the theory is that we use these items to try and find some landmarks around New York. And that's what I'm going to get into on the next show. Oh, Barbara says, let's stay on. I also took Bill Taddy to be William Tell. Understand to be stand under Apple. Oh, well, oh, that's interesting. Bill Taddy, William Tell. Bill for William. Taddy, like tattle, like tattletale. Okay, that's interesting for sure. Yep, it's one of the braided frames, as I call it. Sean confirmed New York through the Bob Ross puzzle. Yes, the Xavier Marx Proxy is located 100% in the state of New York. That has been confirmed. Only 3 what in the book, Davio? Only 3 in the book. 3 what? Yeah, so that maybe is a confirm. Oh, you guys can't see. There we go. That this was New York. Maybe it may have been a confirmer. And we'd have to get into why that is, I guess. All on the bookshelf. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All the items that are on the bookshelf. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that Will Wheaton clue. I don't think he discounted it. I think it's possible that there could be a website or something it leads us to. He said, I can think of one website it leads you to, which is Google Earth. So it sounds like maybe there's another one. So we're just gonna have to figure it out, guys. So yeah, I think that was an informative interview. EMAFL. Page 41 is New York also. Page 41. Let me take a look. Page 41. Oh, wow. Interesting. Look at that. Who put that? Miriam, you got to get in our Zooms. Look at that. Page 41. If you take the first letters, EMAFL, and you anagram it, it comes out to flame. And the Statue of Liberty has a flame. I never heard of that one before. I like it. That's a good deal. Very interesting. Yeah, that gold braided frame, there's something going on there. The kids' paintings are divided up into 4 different frames. That seems like that's a puzzle of some kind. We're just not sure how to solve it. So we got about 10 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll go through the Fab Lady. There is a page where the art gets changed. Let me see if you guys agree with that. There's a page that says, perhaps there's a meaning. I know it sounds strange, but there's art on the walls, even though it's been changed. We know the art on the walls has been changed to the kids' paintings. So perhaps there's a meaning. Seems to be a little clue that there's more going on. I have not recorded the Zooms, but I guess I could. We'll do a Zoom after this. Anybody wants to join can join, but I will start up a Zoom right after this. Again, email me, cowlazars@gmail.com, if you want to get on the Zoom list. We've been Zooming Sundays and Wednesdays, and it's just an open forum. Anybody can join. I post the links in the Facebook group and just talk about the Xavier Marx puzzle. So perhaps there's a meaning. To me, that means look into the kids' paintings a little bit more. There's something going on there. It's part of the puzzle, okay? And if you look at the first kids' painting, the very first kids' painting is the Fab Lady. And that's interesting that Miriam just said the EMAFL is you can scramble those letters to flame. But look at the picture real quick. So this child is 6 years old. And do you think a 6-year-old would call this picture a Fab Lady? Do you think a 6-year-old would know what the word fab is if it means fabulous? The titles on these kids' paintings are pretty suspect, right? An imposter in my friend's photos. I mean, a judge in a house, with that we get, or a judge's home, we get that. That's kind of basic. But some of these titles, they're a little bit more, I think, adult for kids. So you look at the title and you go, A Fab Lady. This is the very first kids painting, okay? Very first kids painting. And then remember, perhaps there's a meaning. And then if you look on the very first page of the book, sorry, some of these are a little faded out or not zoomed in, but our bus rumbled up at 1028. And remember, I said 1028 immediately when the book first came out. People were like, that's Statue of Liberty. That's when the Statue of Liberty got dedicated. Well, you could call the Statue of Liberty a lady, right? And Fab, F-A-B, just so happened to be the initials of the sculptor of the Statue of Liberty. So what do we have? We've got three things. We've got a painting. Now, I don't think what's in the painting is important. I think it's the title that's important. At least that's what we've found so far. A Fab Lady, F-A-B, are the initials of the sculptor, lady being the Statue of Liberty. The very first line of the book, the bus rumbled up at 1028. October 28th is when the Statue of Liberty was dedicated. And then this painting has a lot going on in it, right? Let me present this one, and we're going to end with this. This painting right here, a bed in a house with several items. There are 16 kids paintings, and how many elements are in this, I almost said puzzle, in this painting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 if you don't include the bed or the sheet or the window, I guess. But is there anything in this painting that could tie into the Statue of Liberty? And what we came up with was the flashlight right here. Well, how does the flashlight work with the Statue of Liberty? Whenever I've heard of the Statue of Liberty, I've always heard that she is a shining light for freedom. You know, people look at her torch. And somebody said, you know, over in the UK, they call a flashlight a torch. And that fits as well. And we know that the Fab Lady, the first letters can be anagrammed to F-L-A-M-E, which is very interesting, for the flame of the torch. But I think the flashlight fits Statue of Liberty, just that the Statue of Liberty shines the light on the pathway to freedom. Okay? So what it seems is happening in this crazy book we call Xavier Marx is the kids' paintings, the names, are pointing to landmarks in New York. And I don't know if that's breaking news. I think most people have been trying to figure that out for a while now. Thank you to everybody in the Zooms. Don't think I came up with this stuff on my own, because I didn't. I thought the Fab Lady was Mother Goose in Central Park. Fab meaning fable lady, Mother Goose, get it? And that's the problem with the painting titles. They're subjective. A Fab Lady can mean a lot of different things. But that's why we believe, we meaning the people in the Zoom, they're putting a line in the text as a confirmer, and they put an item in page 49 as a confirmer that you have the right location. And there it is. The puzzle's that simple. Well, I'm sure there's more to it than that. And even if we were able to plot out all 16 kids' paintings to 16 locations in New York, what do we do with it? We don't know. I don't think until we actually get the locations, we're going to be able to figure out what to do with them. So there it is. That's Xavier Marx and the Missing Masterpieces. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to the masked lady. Maybe she'll make an appearance again. You never know. I think she knows more than what she let on. Yeah, if you don't have the book, get it. It's pretty cheap. Book Baby, links down below. Remember, Zooms, Wednesdays and Sundays, but I will start up a Zoom so we can talk about what Sean said right now. And there is a Discord. There is a searcher who started a Discord for Xavier Marx, and I'm going to put the invite. We all know Discord from the Forrest Venn search, right? So I'm going to put the invite right here in the chat, and you guys are welcome to join. And again, it's just a place to basically share ideas. That's all we're trying to do, is come up with something. I mean, everybody's had a year and a half to figure it out on their own. It seems like the group think it may be the way to solve this one. So there's the invite to Discord right there. Join if you want to join. If you know what Discord is, it's just an app on your phone where people can text. There's video and audio, but in this one, people text. come in. There's also a Google Drive that we've shared a couple spreadsheets on. So all this stuff is available. Just email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. All we ask is that you participate. We don't want any lurker Louis out there, although we don't ban anybody. But, you know, if you want to come in, give us your ideas. Somebody's got the right idea, and there's a lot of wrong ideas. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Move back to you, Davio. There'll be more videos on different treasure hunts. You guys know we always go live when there's breaking news with the Forest Fen treasure hunt, Forest Fen treasure found. Someday it'll be Xavier Marx treasure found. But until that day, we'll keep on trying to solve this thing. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Be nice to each other, everybody.